Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to go over Vegito, another old school leader we're trying to make relevant in the FBO9 meta. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down what leader you're still playing to try to be relevant in the FBO9 meta. The power creep is real. Honestly, I feel like this is an S tier deck if all the support came out prior to FBO9 meta. Because it plays so smooth, it's so strong that Vegito chain is so good right now. It feels like it can beat any leader outside of the FBO9 stuff that just is too fast for it. And also, he gets hard countered by Vegito GT's Pinnacle of Strength, so it's like any old school leader, 99% of the time, they all get shut down by Pinnacle of Strength. But we're just going to play around that. So, deck profile breakdown, some gameplay to show you guys how it's done. So, if you're not familiar with Vegito, on the front side, he does something unique. He awakens at 4 or less, but he also mills the top 10 cards of your deck into an owner's drop. Because once you are awakened, if you have 20 more cards in your drop, this guy gets 20,000 power, making him a 40k swinger on the backside. So very strong, enough pressure just with leader swings to get your opponent down to a double strike. And that's really what you're playing for. This guy always wants to win by double strike most of the times, unless there's a way you have to play around it. Because what it really wants to do is what I call the Vegito chain. So you play the 3, you tap 1 energy. So we have 5 energy, you play Vegito, tap 1 energy, the new 4 cost from the drop. And this guy lets you cheat out a Goku, 3 cost, and a 2 cost Vegeta, which is your Spirit Bomb package or the bomb. The bomb package was going to be this Vegeta right here that lets you recover a 3 cost from your drop, and that's going to be the extra, the CU package. You play this, it lets you get double strike for a Goku, and can bottom deck a card, any cost, no limitations. And this guy gets double strike, and he can play that extra for free. So that was a mouthful. Hopefully it's going to be easier to digest in the gameplay once you guys get to that point. If you want to just skip to that, timestamp will be in the description. So that's essentially what it wants to do, right? That's the end game that it wants to get there. But Vegito actually has like 2 halves to how it has to play. Because you had to meet the requirement of getting 20 cards in your drop, you get 10 prior, and then flip, and you add another 10 from your leader flip, right? So the first few turns, the first 3 turns really is all about just gathering cards in your hand, putting stuff in your drop that you want to get later. So you gotta play it with that mindset of you gotta focus on your drop. So Blue's mechanic is you gotta focus on what's in your drop, right? Like MUI Goku, Mega Shenron. They do focus on what's in the drop. So first half, completely different. And so you don't need to rush Awaken with leader. And that's the way I play it. I usually don't want to Awaken until T4 if I can. Defend early. Because T4, once you Awaken, then you can get into your Vegito stuff, right? So early game, the first card you really want to see are going to be the 1 drops, right? Obviously, this guy lets you look at the top 3, reveal up to 1 Saiyan, 4 cost or less, and add it to your hand. And you put the rest in the drop. So it helps fulfill that. Usually if you play your stuff on curve, you're going to meet the requirement to Awaken, because you're always going to drop 3 in the drop most of the time. Pan is the exception. She lets you draw 2, then you discard 2. But honestly, I prefer playing her early, because what you want to do is you want to see your super combos, your saviors, any key card that you need early on before you mill, right? Because once you mill, you can lose all your super combos, savior, any key cards that you didn't draw into. So you want to draw as much as possible in the beginning, so there's no rush to Awaken. Because you want to get those key cards, and the key card is going to be this guy. You want to make sure you have him in hand, because everything else you can play from the drop. So, 1 cost Sun Goten from FBO2. We're in a very heavy evolve meta, so you want to get rid of those 1 drops, 2 drops that opponent sticks on the board, so they can high roll into their evolve piece the following turn. So it's a necessary evo to play something that doesn't help you mill, but it's also necessary for you to get rid of those evolve pieces prior before evolving. This is a new card from FBO9, really good card. Also helps fulfill the need to mill 3 cards, and also gets rid of a 1 cost and bottom decks it, which is even better than returning to hand. Then we got this 2 drop Frieza, the promo from this set. Discard 2 from your hand, so not ideal. Then you can bottom deck a 2 cost, and you also get to draw 1. This is okay, because like I said, there's some key cards you want in your drop, which is like the CU package, this Goku, Vegeta, CU, this 4 cost, and this 4 cost, right? So those cards you want in the drop. So if you get those early on in your hand, you can just play Frieza, toss those in the drop, and you're good. You're good. You're doing both things. You're bottom decking a 2 cost evolve piece, and also you're creating the drop that you need to get those cards back later. This Trunks right here from FBO1 is a necessary evil. Again, it doesn't help you mill, but on T3, you don't really want to Awaken yet. You're not too aggro in the beginning. So this guy really helps those high roll decks, especially the star deck, Goku Super Saiyan 3. Gets rid of that Vegeta, gets rid of the Goku that they choose not to restand and lose it, right? They might just leave that 30k body. Also gets rid of the MUI Vegetas. So anything 5 cost or less, you can bounce it back to your hand doesn't get rid of it really, but it forces them to play it out again, so they can't high roll into another 30k body, right? So it really helps getting rid of those 30k bodies that can stick on T2, T3. New support right here from FBO9 as well. This one mills 3. Really a lot going on with this deck, right? It lets you add up to 1 blue extra with a cost of 3 or less from your drop. Most of the time, the one card I'm grabbing is going to be Savior, which is the extra we're going to go over. And then also with Activate Main, place this card in a battle area and 1 Vegito from your drop at the bottom of your deck in order. The leader gets 10k power. This is a unique ability because most of the time, like I said, when you play this on T3, if you don't have nothing to bounce with Trunks, you can play this, you get a 20k swing, get Savior back, because you start milling things, you might get Savior that you want to keep in hand, you get that back, and then you can bottom deck this, give your leader who's not awakened 10k buff, making him a 25k lead swing on the front side, because a lot of the new stuff awakens super early, 7 life, 6 life, so your 15k swing doesn't do any damage to them. So it's a good counter to that with this card's ability. Just keep in mind that if you do bottom deck this, a Vegeta, and you grab an extra, you lose 2 cards from your drop. So you may not get to the 10 if you did not mill correctly in the first few turns, right? So just keep that in mind. This 4-cost Floodgate is really good into particular matchups, especially BR. It comes up all the time. It's a card you want to see in your drop to mitigate the damage that you get from those 2-cost 20k swingers, right? So what it does is will bounce a 4-cost or less into a battle area to opponent's hand, and if you have 20 more cards in your drop, 3 costs or less during your opponent's next turn cannot attack. So it's really good in stopping the early pressure from those little attacks. Your opponent just goes straight into their evolved piece because they can't attack with them. A new card from this set, really good. It essentially helps. It really helps with your hand management. You no longer have to hold zeros, the Goku, the CUs in hand. You can just put those in the drop, and you can just get them back with this guy. So Activate Main for 1 energy, 4 cost, 30k body, really good numbers right there. Tap 1 for 1 energy. Discard 1 card from your hand. Place this card from the battle area at the bottom of the owner's deck. You have 20 more cards. Play a Goku and Vegeta, 3 cost, 2 cost. And essentially, once you play those guys, you get them on the board. They activate their effects. You get the CU package, and you just go into it. Super Combo Savior, really good card to have. Obviously, you want to keep 1 or 2 for defense, and you also want to keep 1 or 2 for offense when you go all in with your CU package, Double Striker. So let's go to some gameplay and see how well it does. So I want to demonstrate this game against Glorio. So Glorio's not meta, but it's a really good game to demonstrate how Vegito wants to play, at least how I'm playing Vegito, because I kind of see everything I need to see and play correctly with it. So my opponent is going to really high roll. Glorio's high roll is crazy right now with the new support he got from that Vegeta. You can get that 6 cost out on T6, so it can keep up with the meta right now. So we charge to 0 because we don't need that Vegito. He's not really playing anything 4 or less, 3 or less to swing with. He's going straight from 5 to 6 at this point. So quickly go over what Pan does is you can discard 2, and what you want to discard is cards that you need in your drop for later. And so we put the CU package or the bomb package into the drop, so you get it back with a 4 drop. Probably good idea to have. No, I couldn't swing. No, I could have swung and combo off. It's the same thing. He's gonna get in the drop when he gets minus down. So we're gonna mills 3. We're gonna bottom deck the Rinsu, and then right here we don't need to swing with it. Again, the idea is we're not gonna help awaken our opponent because we want to slow roll. We know the pressure's coming right here. Pressure's gonna be probably coming on T3, I think. He is awakened. We defend, just like new stuff, we always defend the swings we can defend early on because the big bodies are coming and we gotta take those swings. So, evolve for 0 by discarding card, which is crazy value. It's a 5, we take the 35 swing. Rolled over into a 6 cost 40k dual attacker. Insane T3 play. The power creep is real, and so he just lets it stand, just 1 swing. He doesn't want to awaken us, which is fine. I prefer that way. So again, Pan. What do we put down for Pan? Draw 2, discard 2. The idea is we got that in the drop, so we can get into it later. Trunks, we're not going to bounce anything 5 or less. So anyway, what do we drop for this Pan? Showcase, and another set of the bomb package in the drop. There you go. So That's why Pan's really good. Helps you keep the cards you want in hand and get the cards you need in your drop in your drop. We got a decent combo partner in our hand. We got the Vegitos and the Gokus that we want in hand. We bounce that just for him to force him to play it out again, so you can't just have that out and play another one. Then he's gonna have like multiple Vegitas come out too fast. Everybody's gotta take these swings. We awaken. We defend this just in case he decides to go all in with a 1-drop. So we can go down to 2, but we couldn't go down before that. So now we're gonna try to go for game. We have to go for game here because we're not surviving 4 swings from this and more, right? So we're going to the Vegito chain, take life, add more combo power into our hand. 30k, 40k, get supers out of his hand, get cards out of his hand. So 5 cards to 5 cards, but we got 2 saviors. That's having another 10k combo extra. 4 costs from the drop, power up to 65. So again, we just gotta make the numbers work. That's how it works. You just get the numbers to work in your favor to get them down to double strike range, and then this comes out. Essentially, it's game over from this point, I think. Yeah. So 3 drop into the 4. The double striker package comes out. So that's 55 right there on board, and then you put this. That's 70k. I guess I'm 20. Glorio tends to have a small hand size, so obviously even it's just 70k, it was not enough. This is a classic battle. 2 of my favorite decks from back in the day when I first started playing. The 2 decks I wanted to build the most from the newest set at the time, set 5. Pretty sure they're both from set 5, right? Let me just check. Yeah, first set 5 as well, green and blue. Yep, 2 of my favorite colors to play. The aggro greens and then the blue removals are my favorite decks to play. Deck style game. So we draw Sword of Piercing Light. So I just want to demonstrate in this particular matchup, like I was saying, I don't know if I said in the actual deck profile video part, but the Vegito right now feels so strong compared to its old leader counterparts, to its peers at the time. The new support is so good. Because these 2 guys came out the same set. So Vegeta, bottom deck that Murray, middle 3. And against Nameku, you don't want to awaken it any faster than it has to be. So the dual attacker comes down. So this game will give us a different demonstration of how we play into this kind of matchup. First game, Glorio's high roll, all boss cards, right? Like really buff cards because it's the new meta, 5 cost, 6 cost. This is the old school meta where it's mostly 3 costs. He pops our Vegeta. Takes a life. Oh, he's already awakened at T3. We defend what we can early on. Set his 2 life stuff. They can do now. He gets a 30k buff. Super out of this. I don't want him to put additional pressure on me if I go down to 3. So we defend this. Gets a heal back up. Pretty cool to see someone play OG Nameku. So this is a game where this guy gets to shine. So this guy really shines in the old meta. Like anything prior to FBO 9's power creep. Because most of the time, it's 3 costs or less that's being played. It's the main attacker. So this guy really is going to be able to floodgate this deck. So we bounce the Goku, and we don't bounce this one because this one on play effect, we don't want to face it again. Another Murray comes down, he gets to go down to 2, that's what he has to do. Full power, get rid of that. Oh, 12 cards to 8. Heals back up. 5 energy. 3 cost comes down. Four cost comes down. So he locks with it. 40k, 50k. He knows we're trying to go for double strike, so he defends out of that. 7 cards to 7 cards. So because here we're not going for the double strike, what I decided to do was get this out. So essentially what we got here is more combo power. We got a 10k here. This is a 10k right here, and we were able to grab Savior. So we went into a defensive turn right here. So just that's how the game played out. And so I just want to demonstrate Vegito playing in a different playstyle. We could have went for double strike, but he obviously defended the double strike. We defend this, so we don't get to double strike. He goes Murray, take a life, showcase his hand. He goes for Angry Kamehameha, making it 40, 50, 55. We defend out of it. Obviously, he has a double striker, so he's trying to go for the double strike right here, and we did the right call, just to play it slow. Don't allow him to get us to double strike range. He didn't allow us to get him to double strike range, so it was a defensive turn, and we had more than enough combo power to survive that. So again, I wanted to just showcase against the new stuff, the Glorio with high roll, we were able to still compete with it, and then against the old stuff, it really demonstrates like how much power or how many answers it has for the old stuff, because the power level were equal to each other. So if you guys like this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.